You've probably chatted with an AI, right? But have you ever stopped to wonder what it would take to build one that can do more than just, well, talk? Today, we're going way beyond the simple chatbot to assemble a complete AI agent piece by piece. We're going to look at what it really takes to build an autonomous system that can think, act, and actually exist in our digital world.
But before we dive in, let's start with this really provocative idea from Sean Harris. It completely flips the script on how we think about AI. See, we're not just building a better tool, we're on the verge of creating a new kind of user. And that idea, the AI as an active player, not just a passive tool, that's going to be our guide for today.
So what exactly is an AI agent? It's what we call agentic AI. Think of it this way. A normal AI is kind of like a brilliant librarian. It can answer any question you throw at it, but it can't leave the library. An agentic AI, though, that's a librarian who can not only answer your question, but can also go out into the world, check out books for you, and even organize your bookshelf at home. It's AI with agency.
To really get a handle on this, we're going to treat our AI agent like a biological specimen. We're going to dissect it, layer by layer, in a sort of digital anatomy lesson. We'll examine its brain, its body, its hands, and even the home where it lives and operates.
Okay, first up in our anatomy lesson, the brain. This is the central nervous system of our agent, right? It's the source of its intelligence and its voice. And in the world of AI, the brain is the large language model, or LLM.
Now here's the thing. The problem isn't a shortage of AI brains, it's that we have way too many. You've got models from OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, you name it. A developer could find themselves juggling dozens of different API keys and writing custom code for every single one. Honestly, it's a logistical nightmare that just slows everything down.
And this is where a tool like Vercel's AI Gateway comes to the rescue. Think of it as a universal translator for AI models. So instead of you having to learn to speak dozens of different AI languages, you just speak to the gateway and it handles all the translation for you. It simplifies all that chaos into one single elegant connection.
And the benefits here go way beyond just making things simpler. Take a look at this feature for automatic retries. If one AI model happens to be down, the gateway can automatically reroute your request to another one. Bam! This makes the brain of our agent so much more resilient and reliable. It's all about taking the focus off the low-level plumbing and putting it back on the big picture vision.
All right, so a brilliant mind is one thing, but if it's just a voice in the void, it can be pretty hard to connect with. That's why our agent needs a body. Now, we're not talking about building a physical robot here. We're talking about creating a persona, a character that can interact with us in a more, well, human way. But how do you actually go from lines of code to a living, breathing digital character? Well, that's where toolkits like ChatDollKit come in. They basically provide the digital clay and sculpting tools you need to turn an abstract AI into an interactive 3D avatar.
And this is about so much more than just looks. ChatDollKit handles all the complex little details that create a real sense of presence. Stuff like lip syncing and blinking, they make the character feel more alive. And check this out. Features like barge-in support, which lets you interrupt the AI, transform the interaction from some stilted script into a fluid, natural conversation.
What this quick start guide really shows is a fundamental shift in AI development. Creating an interactive 3D avatar used to be the domain of specialized animation studios. Now, with tools like this, a developer can get a basic version up and running in just a few steps. The barrier to entry is just dropping like a rock.
So our agent has a brain and a body. But what's the use of a mind and a face if you can't actually interact with the world? For our agent to be truly useful, it needs hands. These are the tools and skills that let it manipulate its digital environment and, get things done. This is where we hit a really critical challenge. A chatbot is basically confined to its chat window. But a true agent needs to break out of that box. It needs to be able to access your calendar, browse the web, maybe even write some code. So how do we give our AI the ability to interact with all the other tools we use every single day? The solution is a universal language, a standardized framework called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Think of it like a universal power adapter. Instead of needing a different plug for every country you visit, you have one adapter that just works everywhere. MCP is that adapter, but for AI tools.
So here's the key difference. Traditional APIs are like instruction manuals written for a human engineer. You have to read the manual and then build the connection yourself. MCP is totally different. It's more like a set of Lego blocks that are designed for an AI to just snap together. It creates a plug-and-play ecosystem where an agent can easily pick up and use new tools.
And this is exactly what MCP makes possible. We're seeing the rise of these super powerful assistants, like OpenClaw. Because it's built on a standardized protocol, it can easily access a library of over 50 different skills. It can manage your calendar, browse the web, even execute code, all because it speaks the universal language of AI tools.
Okay, so we've built this powerful entity with a brain, a body, and hands. But now we have to ask a crucial question. Where does it live? I mean, you wouldn't just let a super intelligent, tool-wielding being wander around your house unsupervised, right? Our AI needs a home, and choosing the right one is all about safety and security.
Let's be very clear about this. Giving an AI that can browse your files and execute code free reign on your personal computer is a recipe for disaster. A single mistake, or maybe a malicious prompt, could lead to deleted files or compromised data. That's why our agent needs a secure, isolated home, totally separate from our personal digital lives.
And this is where cloud providers like DigitalOcean step in. They offer specialized homes for AI agents. For an agent like OpenClaw, you have two main choices. The One-Click app is like renting a furnished apartment. It's quick, it's easy, and it's great for short-term projects. The app platform, on the other hand, is like building a custom house. It's a bit more work, but it's built to last and can grow with your needs.
What's really crucial here is that these platforms build a digital fortress around your AI. They use techniques like running the agent in a Docker container, which is basically like putting it in a padded room where it can't break anything. They use a non-root user, which is like giving it a key to the guest room but not the master bedroom. These layers of security create a safe, controlled environment for the agent to do its work.
And so, we've brought our creation to life. We have the brain, powered by tons of LLMs all speaking through one gateway. We have the body, an approachable avatar that invites you to interact. The hands, a collection of skills that can actually manipulate the digital world. And finally, the home, a secure fortress in the cloud. All the pieces are in place.
But what happens when you put it all together? When the brain, the body, the hands, and the home are all working in perfect concert? What have we really built? Because the result is not just a smarter tool. It's a completely new kind of digital being.
And with that, we've come full circle. We haven't just built a better tool. We've created a new kind of user, an autonomous agent that can navigate our digital world on its own. And that leaves us with a pretty profound question for the future. As these agents become more and more capable, will we be their users or will they be ours? Who's really in the driver's seat?